So this is a quick video update. Just looking at the spreadsheet added the buy from last week. And as you can see, we're in the green, which is always good. This is going to be a short video just showing an update of what's going on. And something interesting that I seen, these two articles here. Uh, One of them, the Miami mayor says city employees should be able to take their salaries in Bitcoin. And you can see somebody posted the city of Miami is consider giving its employees the opportunity to get paid in Bitcoin. And Jack, the CEO of Twitter, said smart. And I think this is one of the things that's going to lead to those higher price targets you see where people talk about a 6 figure, 7 figure Bitcoin. Um, just because when you have governments adopting Bitcoin as either a store of value or a currency, either or, then you're just dealing with larger amounts of money. It's not it's not just your everyday guy investing his lunch money. It's governments with big budgets, and something like this just is one of those things to where it shows that there's a shift in tide. There's no longer a if Bitcoin is a store of value or if it's here to stay. It's more so a matter of when uh, it'll be more widely adopted or more mainstream. And the other thing that actually goes along with that was this article: 1,400 sign up for MicroStrategy's corporate Bitcoin buying bootcamp. So, long story short, MicroStrategy, the CEO, is making it available for other companies to come in and pretty much get consulting on how they can add Bitcoin to the balance sheet or how they can use Bitcoin somehow in their business, right? So it says that more than 1,400 firms were joining. So that's the other thing that, like I said, could lead to those higher 6 figure, 7 figure Bitcoin targets is you have entire companies and organizations looking to adopt Bitcoin. And I remember in 2017, it used to be a thing that the institutions were coming. But now is the institutions are here, and it's more so which ones will be the earliest because it's only a matter of time before it'll be unheard of not to have Bitcoin on your balance sheet. Or and the thing is, it doesn't necessarily mean companies are going to go all in, but you have to remember, even if every company only wanted 1% of their capital in Bitcoin, there's only 21 million Bitcoin. So not everybody can have a whole Bitcoin. It's really about how many satoshis can you have, which ties back into the whole point of dollar cost averaging. Um, like I said, being in the green is good, but it's more so about stacking these satoshis because, like I said, there's only 21 million Bitcoin, and the demand is increasing at a pretty crazy rate. There was also another article talking about how the outflows for Coinbase were at an all-time high, which means that people are buying through Coinbase and they're sending it uh, off the exchange, which pretty much means they're buying it to hold it. They're not buying it, or they're not leaving it on the exchange to sell it. They're removing it from the exchange, which signifies that they're holding it. So there's a lot of things that coincide with Bitcoin staying around for the long term. Like I said, it's not really a matter of if Bitcoin is going to be widely adopted. It's a matter of when. So that's the whole point of dollar cost averaging is you're getting in ahead of some of these institutions. Like these 14 people, 1,400 firms that are signing up, they're figuring out how can they make things happen with Bitcoin. But for your everyday person, it's pretty simple if you want to get involved. You just sign up for an exchange and buy it and store it on a hardware wallet. And that's it. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than that. So it's really interesting the fact that you do have retail investors that beat a lot of these firms to the punch. And it's kind of a saying that big money has to move slow. So these big corporations and conglomerates and firms and the government, their money is so big that it has to go through a lot of people saying yes for them to actually be able to make a move. There's a lot more restrictions on what they can do versus your everyday individual. You might just be able to make that move, or you might have to talk to your wife or whoever, your significant other, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not going to take days for you to decide, you know what, I want to increase the amount of Bitcoin I have. All you have to do is, like I said, sign up to an exchange and buy it. So the more you see uh, governments and institutions start to widely adopt Bitcoin, then it just sets the price floor in terms of dollars that much higher because even as the demand falls off, a lot of these firms are going to be holding for the long term. They're going to be treating it as a store of value. So the best bet for most people is to do the same thing. And the easiest way to do it is just like this, just dollar cost average, whatever you can afford to every week and go from there. So that's it for this video, and I will update you next week.